So the very first card that we have coming up for you as your underlying energy is Judgment. Judgment is the card of second chances, rebirth, renewals, transformation. It's when we think something is kind of dead in the water, like some situation has died away or, has no life left in it. And then there's a renewal, rebirth of that situation. New life is restored to that situation. It's a very powerful card. It's a very beautiful card for me because it's very interesting that it's called Judgment, because some judgment has to be passed. It's when we look back over situations, maybe like previous relationships or whatever we've been through, and we make a judgment of that situation. And often what it calls us to do is to forgive other people and to forgive ourselves. And it's not to let people kind of abuse us or, even if people have done wrong by us, it's to let go of those situations, to let go of the things that have been holding us back in the past, so we can now face the future without fear and move forward into a new tomorrow. Now that can be the case whether you're still in that relationship, whether whatever happened in a relationship, you're able to move forward to a new beginning with each other. Or this could be an internal change that's gone on with you, Virgo, where you've gone through this kind of transformation and this change, and you are now that phoenix rising up from the ashes. And you've gone through this kind of rebirth or renewal. It's a very kind of strong and powerful energy to have as an underlying energy for your reading. Then we have at the heart of your reading the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles, it talks about like a juggling act. It's trying to keep balance within a situation. It's having to make kind of choices and decisions, sometimes practical choices and decisions, because it is Pentacles, to keep the balance, to restore balance in a situation. Now there are a lot of very practical energies that come up in your reading. So we have this at the heart of it. I mean, it can be frustrating when you have this Two of Pentacles energy coming up, especially at the heart of your reading. It may be that you're so focused on maintaining this balance of keeping things going. I mean, Virgos, you got the world. How would this world run without you guys? I mean, that's what you guys are good at. You're very good at keeping an eye on things, making sure things keep running, keeping things balanced, keeping those balls in the air so that you're juggling them. But you can become so focused on doing that you don't kind of see what's around you. Like he's very much focused on the Two Pentacles that he has in his hands. So it feels like you have, or you are going through this period of kind of concentration and focus on trying to maintain a situation or, make some kind of choices or decisions within a situation. The energy that we have as your past energy, and that's the energy that you've just come through, we have the Four of Swords. So you've come through a period of rest. And I say rest, some of you may be thinking, I've not had a very restful life. You guys are always on the go. But it may just have been a time where you put down your swords, you took a break from whatever arguments have been going on, or, if you've been trying to fight for a cause or get your message across, you've taken a break from that. Now, it can be a very productive break in that we can use it for meditation, to go within, to look at what we really want. Just to be. Sometimes we need that period of time where we just are, and it allows new ideas to come in. It allows us to rejuvenate. And maybe that's why the Judgment's coming up for you, that's this situation is the one that's allowed you. You may have felt kind of dead in the water, that you may have felt that, some situation had totally done you in. Because if you look at that card, it looks like that guy is almost dead, lying there with those swords over him and one by his side. But Judgment talks about rebirth, transformation, and this has allowed you to change who you are, change how you see something. Because the card that we have coming up in your present, and the present energy is the main energy for this period. We have the Three of Pentacles here, and that's a nice progression from the Two of Pentacles to the Three of Pentacles. So you go from making these kind of choices and decisions to kind of keep balance in a situation, to now Three Pentacles, where you're looking to the future now. You're not so focused on what's going on with just those Two Pentacles. You're looking to the future. You're thinking, what actions, what plans can I make? What are the practical steps I'm going to take to make things happen? Some of you may be planning a wedding even. I get that with this. For others of you, it's going to be like long term. What do you want from your love life? And it may not even be love life. I mean, these are Pentacles. So there may be other things that are going on that are kind of overshadowing relationship issues at the time. It may be to do with work. It may be to do with finances or business, or, your home or something. But Pentacles are always about practical things that we value. So there may be other things going on outside of a relationship that are kind of taking your attention away. Feels like I'm always saying that to you, Virgo. But with that Judgment card sitting above the Three of Pentacles, it feels like, if you look at that angel blowing, I think that's the angel Gabriel blowing his trumpet. It's like this new life that has been breathed into plans that you may have had for a while. You may have not known how to progress forward, and now all of a sudden you have these ideas. After that Four of Swords energy, after taking that break or having that breather or just having that time out, you now have new ideas of how to progress. I often see, on this card, it's one guy dealing with 3 pentacles, but I often see the 3 pentacles as plans and action that are put together by more than one person. So you may be working with other people to come up with these plans. Could be with a partner, could be with the help of some kind of organization or something. Like if you're with, it could be something like even as simple as a dating agency. Like, if you're working with a dating agency to get your love life back on track. But it's that kind of energy. And coming up in the future is the Hierophant. Now, the future energy, it doesn't usually play out during the period that I'm reading for. It's kind of where you're headed. So for some of you, the Hierophant is going to indicate a wedding. That's why I thought maybe the 3 of Pentacles, it's someone planning a wedding. But at its core, the Hierophant represents rules, customs, traditions. Yes, it can indicate kind of religious traditions. It can indicate rituals like wedding rituals or, ceremonies and things. I feel like for some of you, if this indicates kind of problems that you've had within a relationship, the 3 of Pentacles may represent kind of plans to get your relationship back on track. In which case, the Hierophant could represent like a spiritual counselor or even a typical counselor, like a marriage counselor, someone that gives you advice, someone that gives you tools to use to help get your relationship back on track. Because we have that 2 of Pentacles sitting above the Hierophant, which that tells me that this Hierophant energy is helping to keep that balance. It links both the 2 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles in the future. So it's going to sound really strange, but it feels like there's this kind of step-by-step guide now coming up. So maybe if you're in a relationship, you now have a plan of things that you find acceptable or don't find acceptable in that relationship. Or if you're not in a relationship, if you're single, this could be going back to some kind of spiritual practice or just becoming clear in yourself. It's that whole thing of rules and traditions that's coming up for me, that maybe you're returning to some tradition that you held before or a new one, but it's giving you like a plan to follow, a path to follow. I've said this before, like as an Aquarian, when I first started learning to read the tarot, I didn't like the Hierophant card at all because all it said to me was conformity, conforming to traditions. And I don't like the idea of conforming to anything. But after having read the cards for so long, there is a place for the Hierophant as there is for each of the cards. And we need that structure and we need those kind of rules and traditions sometimes to help us. Now, for others of you, maybe you feel the same way that I used to feel, that you want to break away from those rules and customs and whatever you're being asked to conform to. I don't feel like that's the case for many of you because we have that very kind of strong Pentacles energy around. But the Hierophant can also show like social norms. So maybe where you live, if you're in a relationship or you're interested in someone, it may be frowned upon for whatever reason, maybe because of your age, maybe because of your cultural, but your religious beliefs, your cultural beliefs, your ethnicities. It can be anything. So it can be concerns with those types of things as well. But I don't think they're much of a concern because if we look at the energy that crowns you, and this is the energy that you leave this period with, how you're going about achieving your goals, how do you manifest what it is that you want? You have the 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands, it's the victory card. It speaks about a victory. It speaks about a success. It speaks about recognition for the work that you've put in. It bodes really well for this kind of juggling act that you've been doing and for that planning and the actions that you plan to take for the future. The 6 of Wands, it bodes very well. It's balance, it's recognition, it's reaching those goals that you want to reach. I always see the crowning energy as what takes us into the future. I know I put it after the future card, but that's how I always see. And it feels to me as if your victory is to get to this kind of more solid, more stable place of the Hierophant. That the Hierophant really feels like a goal in this reading. It doesn't feel stifling, doesn't feel like something that's not wanted. It feels like something that gives security in this reading and stability, the stability that you want. Now, what's the advice from the Oracle cards? Well, the first card from the Romance Angels is you deserve love. You are lovable. It's amazing how much this card comes up. Like, I think since about mid-March, this card comes up all the time. It feels like a lot of people need to be reminded that they are lovable. And you are lovable, Virgo. You really are lovable. I feel like this may be coming up because you can get kind of lost in the practical side of things so much. Look at your reading. This could be a general reading. It doesn't have to be love. This could be you dealing with practical things in your life. The Hierophant can indicate, like I said, it can indicate kind of religious institutions or spiritual traditions and stuff. It can be companies. It can be institutions of higher learning. And I know sometimes Virgos can get lost in that, you know, in the practical side of making things work so much that you kind of maybe don't receive the love that you deserve, or, you know, get the kind of appreciation that you guys deserve. This card reminds you that you do deserve love and that you are lovable. And then the message from the Whispers of Love Oracle deck is number 13, miracles and blessings. Everything has its gift. For some reason, I'm really connecting this to the Judgment card. It feels like whatever this renewal is, this rebirth, this transformation that's taken place for you, Virgo, it's like you're seeing something with fresh eyes that maybe it had kind of knocked you out, like that Four of Swords energy in the past, like it had really wiped you out. You were just done in. And I think I talked about in your last reading that I did, there was a lot of this kind of taking a time out, taking time for yourself, trying to go within and find answers. And it feels like you've kind of looked at something with fresh eyes and you're now seeing the miracle within that situation and seeing the blessing within that situation. And that's not an easy thing to do. So, you know, well done for doing that. But whatever it is that you see, whatever it is that you've learned from this, whatever moves that you are now planning, Virgo, victory is assured at the end of that. And the Six of Wands, it's a great card to get in a love reading. Success is assured when that card comes up, and it's underneath the Four of Swords. So that to me says that, you know, it's that rest that you took, that break that you took, whatever you came up with during that period, that is what gets you to your victory.